Hi there, it's Rebecca Killian here to teach you about the first conjugation. A conjugation, by the way, is a family of verbs. So even though we're going to be working with amo, amare, amawi, amatus, which is the verb to love, any word in this particular family or conjugation, you will be able to conjugate once you learn these tricks. And you guys are going to become the experts on the present tense. And for those of you who need a little bit of a refresher, a tense tells you the time at which an action is happening. So the present tense is going to be for verbs that are happening right now. Okay, we're going to be looking at a lot of verb charts. Here's an example of a verb chart with just person and number. So a person is whether something is first, second, or third person. And whether number is whether it is singular or plural. So first person singular uses the pronoun I, second person singular you, third person singular he, she, or it, and so on. The Romans had personal pronouns for I, you, he, she, it, we, y'all, they. If you say it fast enough, a bad word you will say. But they didn't use them as often as we do. Instead, the Romans used personal endings. And those personal endings at the end of verbs help to tell the verb's person and number, who was doing the action. And the personal endings in Latin are OST, MUSTISNT, sometimes M. And again, these personal endings, OST, MUSTISNT, sometimes M, correspond to our English personal pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we, y'all, they. If you say it fast enough, a bad word you will say. Get it? He, she, it. Yeah, okay. Sometimes that's over my students' heads. Okay, so let's conjugate a first conjugation verb in the present tense. Here we have the principal parts. This is what you would find in a dictionary: amo, amare, amawi, amatus. And we're going to drop the O in the first principal part and add these endings: o, os, ot, amus, atis, ant. So it looks like this. Again, we have amo. We're going to cut off that O and add O again. Os, ot, amus, atis, ant. And we have a fully conjugated present tense verb: amo, amas, amant, amamus, amatis, amant, amo, amas, amat, amamus, amatis, amant. Awesome. Now that you know that you just need to drop the O and add o, os, ot, amus, atis, ant, you could do this for any verb. Here's another way of looking at it: amo, amas, amant, amamus, amatis, amant. And here we've emphasized those personal endings: OST, MUSTISNT, sometimes M. There's no M here. Okay, notice that there are 3 different ways to translate each one of these verbs. So even though amo is just one word in Latin, in English, because it's a crazy language, we have 3 different present tenses. We use something called the simple present, I love, a progressive present, I am loving, and an emphatic present, I do love. The Romans would not have known the difference between these, but I do want you to know that there are 3 ways to translate each of these words in the present tense. Okay, let's look at another verb: woko, wokare, wokawi, wokatus, to call, like to vocalize. Okay, again, we have those endings: o, os, ot, amus, atisant. We're going to cut off that O and let's conjugate it: woko, wokos, wokot, wokamus, wokatus, wokant, woko, wokos, wokot, wokamus, wokatus, wokant. What about translating this verb? Do you remember the 3 different ways? We have a simple present, a progressive present, and an emphatic present. I call, I am calling, I do call, etc. What about this? Habito, habitate, habitavi, habitatus, to live or inhabit. Again, we have those endings: o, os, ot, amus, atisant. And we are about to conjugate it: habito, habitas, habitat, habitamus, habitatis, habitant, etc. And to translate it, think about how you might want to translate habito, the first person singular. All right, hope you got I live, I am living, and I do live. All right, so you just learned about the present tense. You will get together with other experts who watched a screencast on the present tense, and you're going to check that you understand. Check with one another if you know what person, like first, second, or third, and number is, singular or plural. See if you can conjugate a new verb like do, dare, dedi, datus, or naro, narare, narawi, naratus. And then see if you can translate verbs in the present tense. Once you guys have clarified any questions you might have about the present tense, then you'll be the expert and go back to your original jigsaw group and teach them the present tense. Good luck.